Hello. Half a year ago, on January the 4th, I released my deep drill into PACB Pacific Biosciences, and then I took up a long position in the company's stock.
Go big or go home.
At the time, the stock was trading around $25 and had already run up massively from its $4 levels back in early 2020. Both the technology and the appetite amongst investors are pointing to an incoming genomic revolution surge. What's happened to PACB stock over the last 6 months, and what does it suggest will happen for the stock moving towards the end of 2021? Stay tuned for this and more. Keep it simple. For those of you new to the channel, I am the Simple Trader and I bring to you EEPG stocks. Yes, explosive exponential potential growth stocks that I'm looking to buy or already have sitting in my Freedom portfolio. I am not a financial advisor, so please note this is all for entertainment only. No more plugging. Let's start drilling. Okay. Since my first deep drill on PACBio, not a lot has changed except for a big market tech stock correction. If you have been following my channel, you will know that for most of my stock plays, I'm not looking for a day or swing trade. I am a long-term investor, but with clear strategies going into each play. PACBio was no exception. My initial deep drill pointed me to a $500 price target over 5 years. Crazy? Maybe. But does it mean I will hold my stock until this happens? No, that is just the bull case. It is not a strategy. For PACBio, I bought in at an initial cost basis of $25 on January the 4th, when the stock ran up to $53 on February the 11th.
I don't know what's going on in the world anymore.
This sounded the alarm bells. Why? Because no stock explodes 100% plus in a month and can sustain this level without a pullback. Considering this, I sold half my position in PACBio when the price fell through the $51 mark. What does that mean? It means I had recouped all of my initial position with some profit to go on top.
Now I'll fly to the moon and back if you'll be.
And basically have half my position as house money remaining. The stock then pulled back all the way to the support level of $26 and the resistance level of $35, where it stayed for March and April before the tech stock correction. On the 11th of May, PACBio fell to an intraday low of $20. Now, shout out if you managed to pick up shares at this massive discounted level. Unfortunately, I couldn't, as I had been loading into my 5 highest conviction stocks at the time. So, from there, PACBio has pretty much been on a bullish run all the way back to the previous resistance level of $36. The next few trading sessions are key to see if it will drop back to the support at $26 or finally manage to break through the resistance at $36. For me, as a long-term bull on the stock with house money shares, the only question is, will I be selling or adding to my position or doing nothing? Just to recap, then on April the 29th, PACBio's first quarter results were released and they were hugely impressive as they managed to beat the consensus earnings per share by 27 cents as they posted an earnings per share of negative 18 cents compared to the consensus negative 45 cents. Their revenues also topped the estimates. So, if the projected second quarter earnings of $29.95 million by Zacks Investment Research do come to fruition, then considering PACBio posted revenues of $17 million during the same quarter last year, that would mean a 70% year-over-year growth. That would be huge and could initiate a huge pop in the stock price.
To the moon, diamond something!
We do not have a confirmed earnings release date yet, but based on historical dates, the projected date is August the 2nd. Bear in mind, 2020 was a big year that PACBio went from negative $84 million in net income to positive $29 million. That is big moving forwards. One of the underlying reasons for my initial bullish thesis on PACBio was the huge institutional ownership of the stock, and back in January this was at 72%. Fast forward to today and this has increased to 82% according to Market Beat. That is just massive. The total shares outstanding is 198 million. 3.7% of this is held by the insiders, meaning the float is 189 million shares. We have 7.27% short on float, i.e. 13.7 million shares are being shorted right now. And when you deduct 82% being the institutional ownership, i.e. 155 million, you are left with approximately 20 million shares that are actually being floated. The market capitalization of PACB Bio now stands at $6.82 billion with an average daily volume of 2.5 million shares. According to NASDAQ, some of the biggest institutional investors are loading up, and this includes Vanguard, who increased their holdings by 24%, and BlackRock, who also increased their holdings by 9%. Is this a sign of things to come? As in my previous deep drills, we have to know what the TAM, target addressable market, is for PACB Bio. PACB Bio works in the genomic sequencing space, and the realm of genomics is going to be the next revolution in our world without question. From my previous deep drill research into the promise of hi-fi sequencing, which is what the Sequel 2 machines will provide, for me this is the play on genomics that I could see a massive upside in the coming 5 years. For me, the play in genomics is PACB Bio.
I'm telling you, this is it!
Genomics is not restricted only to human health, but has far-reaching applications such as farming and even the fundamentals of understanding the world we live in. Recently, PACB Bio partnered with Rady Children's Institute to complete a study focusing on long-read whole genome sequencing of rare diseases. The power of PACB Bio's long-read systems are evident that a major breakthrough in genomics was recently achieved.
And in this challenge, the single best one technology call set was with PACB Bio hi-fi reads in the deep variant caller. Across the entire human genome, there were 13,067 total errors, which was 1.7 times fewer than the best Illumina call set, which was using the Dragon caller, and 6 times fewer than what would come out of a standard GATK4 best practices. Most of the improvement in the hi-fi reads compared to the Illumina reads is in the ability to detect single nucleotide variants, driven by the ability of the longer reads to map to more difficult regions of the genome. So the hi-fi reads bring the ability to map with their length and then to call variants accurately with their accuracy. And you can see the importance of that accuracy piece when you compare it to the bottom bar here, which is the Oxford Nanopore long read call set. So the best Oxford Nanopore call set, which also used deep variant, had 30 times as many errors as the PACB Bio hi-fi call set, driven by primarily, so with more errors for all variant types, but particularly small insertion and deletion variants.
The first complete human genome, PACB Bio's hi-fi sequencing, allowed the T2T consortium from the National Human Genome Research Institute to finally produce a complete sequence of a human genome. To put it simply, this has been over 20 years in the making and is, in my opinion, a pivotal point in genomic history. The fact that this was in part enabled by PACB Bio should provide huge proof of concept and huge upside potential for the company moving forwards. The NIH made a video on their 10 bold predictions for genomics by 2030, and in my opinion, if these come to fruition, it will mean PACB Bio and their long read technology will go to the moon.
While most are unlikely to be fully attained by 2030, achieving even one or more of these by that time would have lasting impact for science, medicine, and society. Prediction 1. Sequencing and analyzing a complete human genome will become commonplace for any research laboratory. Prediction 2. The role of every gene in the human genome will be known. Prediction 3. Environmental influences on our genome will be routinely used for making predictions about health and disease. Prediction 4. Genomics will no longer use social constructs such as race in human research studies. Prediction 5. Student projects involving the study of millions of people's genome sequences will be regularly featured at school science fairs. Prediction 6. Genomic testing will become commonplace in medicine, just like a standard blood test is used now. Prediction 7. It will be readily known if a given letter difference in a person's DNA is clinically important. Prediction 8. a person's complete genome sequence will be available on their smartphone in a user-friendly form. Prediction 9. Advances from human genomics will benefit all of society and not just a few. Prediction 10. Genomic discoveries and technologies will help cure more genetic diseases than ever before. How do we get there? The National Human Genome Research Institute is committed to leading research to make such predictions a reality. Learn more about the Institute's 2020 strategic vision for the future of human genomics by visiting genome.gov/2020SV. Dive deeply into a field that continues to transform medicine and will hopefully continue to bring curiosity, purpose, and compassion for people everywhere.
ARK Invest, one of the biggest institutional owners of PACB Bio, even have an ETF for genomics, ARK-G, and their outlook on this space is extremely bullish. ARK Invest genomic analyst Simon Barnett, who by the way has disclosed he owns shares of PACB Bio himself, went on CNBC to say this.
One of the ways that we've designed and built out the ARKG portfolio is to understand the convergence between several different technology platforms like next-gen sequencing. We're actually really excited that some of these companies are able to redeploy capital, grow into new markets, expand their opportunities, and ultimately issue new shares that one can, dilute our ownership down, but also give a lot of investors the chance and the opportunity to get involved in what we think is one of the most transformative investment opportunities of the century, which is genomics.
To summarize, I believe we could be seeing PACB Bio continue its run-up to its second quarter results, where if they beat expectations again and release any more positive news, the stock price could blow up big. Thank you for watching, and please note I am extremely bullish and long on PACB Bio as a long-term lock-it-up investment, so please take my drill with precaution and always do your own due diligence. If you are interested in other EPG stocks that I have in my Freedom portfolio, please check out my other videos and consider subscribing to my channel so you get the information first. I am the Simple Trader. I try to keep this simple, and will simply see you next time.